sriracha in there and like 20 different jalapenos and ate it, and he's questioning why his mouth burns so much.
Hey man, live your life. That's what you want to do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna tell you what you can and can't eat. If you want to fight for your life on the toilet,
I'm still gonna laugh at you.
Yeah. I just realized something.
Come on, dumbass.
I just realized something.
So unless you live under a rock, you probably know the Jeff Nippard assault thing. Good old Mikey shoved him. Man, I'll tell you what, the way he launched that kid, and he could have landed on that barbell rack, which would have, you know, that could really, really potentially hurt somebody. Like, he could have got messed up bad. But he took, you know, like, there was more to it than that. I guess he shoved his cameraman and a bunch of other stuff. They're pressing charges, and Mike turned himself in, and it just made me think, you know, I was doing a live stream, and one thing I've noticed in the fitness community is it always comes down to, well, I could kick your ass, let's go outside and fight, or you're not big, you know, it's always, we always devolve into 12-year-olds, and it's about, like, who can kick whose ass, you know, it's like, well, you listen to that guy, I could beat his ass, or, you know what I mean, it's like, you always see these threats of violence, like, you know, that we solve everything by going outside and putting them up. And it just occurred to me, it's like, all right, how does that actually prove anything? And say you're 5'10" and 185 pounds, and you go up against someone that's 6'2" and weighs 280, and neither of you know how to box or have any fighting training whatsoever, so you go outside and the guy mauls you like a bear. Does that actually make him right? Does that prove his argument? And if you kicked his ass, does that make you right? I'm like, I realize that there's something ingrained in men, with something built in, where we have evolved to solve our problems with fisticuffs. And I see nothing wrong with two men agreeing to go at it with each other. You know what I mean? Like, I think there's something beautiful about two men just agreeing to settle their differences in the ring. Put on some gloves and let's go at it. But the key thing is agreeing to it. You know what I mean? Like, if you just go around and you're just threatening everybody because if anyone that disagrees with you, that just makes you a bully and an asshole, and nobody wants to be around you. And, like, I just don't understand. Like, I spent 10, 15 years of my life literally cultivating what I call conflict resolution skills for a living. That's what I do for a living. When people are getting in fights at work, or arguments, or they're difficult clients, or they're people that are just unreasonable, they call me in. I am the mediator. I'm the guy that generally doesn't lose his composure and, you know, helps people settle their differences. And it's just, I don't understand it. I don't understand this mentality. Like the MMA thing, the one thing that turns me off about MMA is the whole kayfabe thing, where they talk mad shit to each other before they fight. And I understand that sells fights. That's what people like. But I don't get why. When we were boxing in the Marine Corps, most of us were good friends. We would agree to put gloves on and literally batter each other unrecognizable, like within inches of our lives. And then afterwards, we would go drink and have a good time. And we'd talk about, like, you got your ass kicked, dude. Oh, I'll get him next time. And, you know what I mean? We talked. It was fun. There was no malice. Every once in a while, you get, you know, some dickhead you got into it with, and you solved your, you know, it was a beautiful thing to solve your differences that way. But I just don't understand, like, this whole, like, need to be mortal enemies in order to fight. You know, it's like, I have to find a reason to be mad at you. Otherwise, you know, I think that's why I like Wonder Boy so much. Like, he was always just a cool dude, you know. He liked to fight. And once you got in that ring, it was go time. But outside of that ring, we're cool, man. You know what I mean? I don't know. This whole, I don't know why bodybuilders and powerlifters like to come off like just these unhinged, you know, just bullies. I'm I'm picking my son up from school. Say hi.
Yeah, hello.
That's one thing I'm trying to teach him, trying to instill in my little man right here, is that we walk away from fights. We don't physically harm people. We don't start shit. That's not how we solve our problems. We don't solve our problems by challenging everybody who disagrees with us to mortal combat. But if someone has the audacity to put their hands on you, it's go time. There's a difference. See, I'm against violence, and I don't consider the sacred right of self-defense to be violence. If someone's going to try to harm you and put your hands on you, you do whatever you need to do to stop that situation. And I do mean whatever you need to do. Gouge their eyes out, fish hook, bite them in the tenders. Change their religion.
Chomp their balls. Chomp their balls.
But up to that point, we use our words. You know what I mean? We are adults. We're grown men, and you know we want to instill a strong assertiveness. You know, not this. It's not ego. It's not aggression. It's assertiveness. There's a big difference, and people see right through it. I mean, you look at these guys, and they just look like fragile egomaniacs that are terrified of actually getting into a real fight, which is why you never see them ever confront people their own size. Ever. You never see it. Who is it? Joey Stacks and that big dude, what's his name? And they were going at it, and Joey pulled a knife on him. And then a bunch of videos came out showing him bullying like old men and little old ladies and people, people that are a fraction of his size. And he's just always talking about how he did prison time and you don't know me. And I'm like, who goes to that? This, like, what does that solve? What problems does that actually fix? And again, it comes back to the original question. If I beat your ass, does it make me right? If I say 1 + 1 is 3, and you say 1 + 1 is 2, and I say, fuck you, I'll kick your ass, and I beat your ass within an inch of your life, does 1 + 1 now equal 3 because I battered you unrecognizable?
No.
No, it doesn't solve anything. All it does is give you the satisfaction of knowing that, well, you lost your composure and you look like an idiot. I don't know. I wish that we would all grow up a little bit because, all challenging somebody to fight that you disagree with just makes you look like a 2-year-old. It's very unbecoming of a well-put-together man. Just my thoughts. Let me know what you think. See you on the battlefield.